Hello everyone, welcome to another lecture on C++ programming language. We are on lecture 49 on C++, and in this lecture we talk about break statement in C++. So we are on lecture 49, and in this lecture we talk about break statement in C++. So in C++, we use the break statement with, loops or with switch. And when we use the break, it actually exits from a loop or exits from a switch. And, the real example of this is when we have a list of, students, for example, Mike, Ahmad, Thompson. We have like hundred of students' name, and we want to we want to search a specific name. When we found that name, so we exit from the loop. So we actually loop to a list of student names, and we are searching for a name. And when we found that name, we use break to exit from the loop at that moment because we found that name. So how we can use the break statement on C++? So here, for example, I write a simple program. For example, I'll write a loop for, let's say, integer I start from 1 and I goes till 100 and I plus plus, and I see out here, I print out the number I, and also I gave a space between them and semicolon. So this program actually prints from number 1 till number 100 using for loop. If I compile this program and run it, you can see this program prints out from number 1 till 100. You can see the end of the loop is 100. So here I can say to the loop, if the I value become 50, so please exit from the loop. If the I become 50, so please exit to the loop. What I can see here, I can write here if, because I write a condition, yes? If the value of I became, 50, great. So then I can say break. Now, if I compile and run this program, we can see here, once the value of I become 50, it exits from the loop because we use the break statements. The real life of example of break is like when you break your car. What happens when you break your car? So it stops the car. The same way, if the I become equal to 50, so the break here stops the loop and transfer the control flow of the program to the next statements after for loop. For example, if I see out here and I say after the loop, so you can see that it inline and it transfer the execution after the loop. So let's compile and run again. So we can see here, once the loop become 50, and we can see here after the loop, it means if I here also put a new line, how you can put a new line at the beginning of this? So here's a \n, yes? So it prints out a new line. So if I run this program, let's compile and run this program. So it's transfer, Oh, backslash n is there. Oh, cout. Backslash n, sorry. And now, because I put it instead of backslash, I put it forward slash. Sometimes there are programming logic errors. This is called logical error. If you can see, the program was not, there is no error on the output of, on the program, but at the output we see, that is not transferred to the new line. But now the issue is, fixed. It is called logical error. So when we come to the logical error, I will explain, how many types of error we have in programming, like syntax error, logical errors. So I will explain on that later. But we can see here, when the loop the I value became 50, so the break will be executed because the condition became true, and the break breaks or exits from the loop, and after that the remaining part of your program will be executed. So this was a kind of usage with the with the for loop, or you can use it with the while loop, you can use it with the do while loop. But let me write another example, because now we can finish this in one lecture. We can use the break statements. We can use this one with loops, like while or do while or for. But also we can use this one with the switch statements. So let's see an example of switch statements, so we can finish this lecture, after that. So let's try the switch statements. So for example, I define here integer, I declare integer number, and like I write the program and it checks, if the number is 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. So let's write that program. So here I cout, and I ask the user enter number, and then cin the number. Then I use switch the number, and here we define the case. If case is number 1, I see here like cout, I say here number is 1, just right there, okay, semicolon, and I use here break because it is stop the execution. Case number 2, so if it's 2, I'm sorry, so I have to put it in this line, and if it says cout number is 2, and then I use break. And if it is case number 3, case 3, it says cout number is 3 and break. And let's use case number 4. If that's 4, so I can cout number is 4, and I put break. As you can see, default, I don't use default, so the default is optional in switch. So right now, if I run this program, it says enter number. I enter number 1, and then press. It says number is 1. It executes this part of the program, and then it will not execute the remaining part of the switch. Why? Because we used break here. When it compared the case value with the number value, so it became equal for equality. If it's become true, so it execute this part, cout number is 1, and then it execute the break. And the break, what it does, so it stops the execution. It transfers the execution, the execution of the program after the switch statement, whatever we have here. After the switch statements, maybe we have, 100 lines of code. But if we remove the break, let's remove the break from here, what will happen? So now I remove the break, and I run the program again, and I enter again number 1. Let's take it. It says number is 1, number is 2. If I put a space here, let's run again so you can see exactly what is going on here. So enter number 1. So now we remove the switch after case 1. So It says number is 1, number is 2. It means it executed both case 1 and case 2, because we don't have a break here to stop it. We don't have a break here to stop it. So it goes, like in case number 2, like it execute the case number 2. So this is what happens, when you don't use a break statement and, and switch. So it's called also fall true. It's called fall true. If you don't have any, a break statement and your switch, so it executes. So if I remove this one, the break after second, and if I remove this break, and if I remove the last break, what happens? So for example, if I run the program again and enter 2 or 3, let's enter 3. You see there is no break. It's execute number is 3 and number is 4. Number is 3 and number is 4. So let's write down. So let's run again so you can see what I mean exactly. So here I enter number 1. It says number is 1, number is 2, number is 3, number is 4. Is execute all of them because there is no break statement here to stop it, to exit from the switch statement, if you can see here in our program. So this is also called fall true, because when there is no break after the condition become true, so when there is no break, so it goes down and execute every case after that. So this is an example of, break which you can use with switch, and also you can use with loops.